boys and girls. I'm going to be out today because I got a bit of a cold and I want to make sure I don't have COVID. So I'm going to go this morning to go get a COVID test and hopefully it's negative and hopefully I get over my cold because I got a birthday this weekend. Anyway, I'm making this video because I wanted to go over yesterday's math assignment with you because tomorrow you're going to take the unit test. And so this is going to be a video. I hope somebody can show you at school today. And so go grab your Unit 1 review, which is what we worked on yesterday, math assignment, and get a red pen and see how you did. Okay, I'm going to start by going here. All right, and this should look like same paper you did yesterday. So I'm going to go over the problems. I'm going to cube a few of them. You, on the other hand, should have cubed all of them, or at least most of them. And hopefully this will help you with tomorrow's tests. All right, so number one says a musical is playing at a theater that has 253 seats. How many tickets are available for 9 shows? So 253 for the first show, second show, etc. 9 shows would be multiplication. This is a unit at multiplication, so you can pretty much expect that. We circle our number. Oops, we can circle our numbers. Underline our question to answer. We box any keywords. Now this word problem doesn't really have any keywords. It just doesn't have any. I'm not sure. Maybe you might have boxed in how many, but how many doesn't tell you if you're multiplying or dividing or whatever. Anyway, this is going to be 9 times 253. So I'm going to solve this. I'll do it with the area model. Now you could have used the standard algorithm. I don't care which way you solve them. 250 and 3. And we're multiplying by 9. 9 times 2 is 18. And I got 2 zeros. So 1,800. 9 times 50 is 45 with 1 0. And 9 times 3 is 27. We add all that up. And we get 7, 7, 12, and 2. 277 tickets. Okay, good job. Next one, a furniture manufacturer shipped 22 cartons to a store. Each carton weighed 235 pounds. What is the total weight of the cartons? Okay, we circle our numbers. We underline the question to answer. And we look for any keywords and box them. I see one right here. Did you see that one? And that's about it, really. Each tells you that you're either multiplying or dividing often. This is a test on multiplication, so, go with that. But think about it. You have 235 pounds for each carton, and there are 22 of them. So we're finding out the total weight. Okay, in fact, you could say total weight might be a key word. I'm going to solve this one using the standard algorithm. I love multiplying by double numbers like 22 or 33 or 44 because you're really multiplying the same number, by the same number each time. So we go 2 times 5 is 10. Carry the 1. 2 times 3 is 6. One more makes 7. And 2 times 2 is 4. We're done with the 2. And we're ready to go on to the other 2. So, alert, alert. You got to put a 0 first. And then multiply. 2 times 5 is going to be the same. It's going to be 470. I can even just put it in there. I don't need to multiply it again, but if I did, I would get 470. We add it all up. We get 0. 7 plus 0. 4 plus 7 is 11. Regroup. And 5. So 5,170 pounds. Okay. Number 3. I'm going to drink some coffee here. So if you hear me slurping, I'm sorry. Okay. Memory cards for a camera sell for $15 each. The table shows the sales of these memory cards by an electronics store. So there's our data. What is the dollar amount of sales on Saturday? So we're talking about that. And we have to go back to the original question. It talks about $15 each. Each is a box word. The question that we're answering is A, part A. So 124 times 15. 5 times 4 is 20. Regroup the 2. 5 times 2 is 10. 2 more makes 12. Carry the 1. And 5 times 1 is 5. 1 more makes 6. Don't forget, you got a 0 here. Okay, I'm done with 5. Let's move with the 4. Oh, 1. I love multiplying with 1. 1 times 124 is just 124. Running out of room here. 0. 2 plus 4 is 6. 6 plus 2 is 8. And 1. So the answer, $1,860. That's a lot of money. Part B says, what is the dollar amount of sales on Sunday? It's the same kind of question, just with a different number. 105 times 15. And we'll do one more area model. Since I'm multiplying by a 2-digit number, 15, I need to break that up. And I break up 105. Now, you could do 105 and just do that. Now, some people might have done this. 100 plus 0 plus 5. That's fine if you did that. And it's just really adding zeros. It's not really adding any value to our question. But anyway, let me get rid of that. Okay, 10 times 100 is going to be 1 times 1. And I got 1, 2, 3 zeros, so that's 1,000. 10 times 5 is 50. 5 times 100 is 5 times 1, and I got 2 zeros. And 5 times 5 is 25. Add it all up. Notice the numbers are all lined up on the right side, because you want to keep your ones, your tens, your hundreds, and your thousands all in line. So 0 plus 5 is 0, or 5. 5 plus 2 is 7. 5 and 1. $1,575. Okay, let's go on to number 4. It says, what is the missing digit? Well, you can see that square right there. That's the missing digit. Um, the best way to do these is just to solve it like you didn't have anything here. I know that if I were solving this problem, I'd start with the 1, and 1 times 241 is 241. Then I would move on to the 6. I'd be done with the 1. I'd put my 0 like they did here, and then I'd multiply. 6 times 1 is 6. 6 times 4 is 24, so I would write the 4, and I would regroup or carry the 2, and then 6 times 2 is 12, and 2 more make 14. So 4 is the missing digit. Number 5, I think some of you looked at this question, you're like, what is this diagram here? And, you know, I get it, but it's just a visual way of looking at multiplication, so don't be afraid of it, It says on a family vacation, Aaron took 284 pictures. His twin sister Ashley took 4 times as many pictures as Aaron. Write and solve an equation to show how many pictures Ashley took. Well, here's our numbers. Keywords. What did you say? I see times or times as many. That phrase means you're multiplying. And then the question is really a direction. It doesn't look like a question, but it's in the statement here, the direction. How many pictures Ashley took? Well, looking at the diagram, here's Aaron's pictures. He took 284 pictures. Ashley took 4 times as many. So when you take 284, you could literally go 284 plus 284 plus 284 plus 284, add it all up, and you would find out what 4 times as many is. Multiplication is repeated addition, it's adding the same number over and over. But, we don't do that because that is so 4th grade or 3rd grade. Okay? We multiply. So 284 times 4. And when we do the multiplication, I'm going to get 16. 4 times 4 is 16. Regroup the 1. 8 times 4 is 32. 1 more makes 33. And carry the 3. 4 times 2 is 8. And 3 more makes 11. So she took 11 or 1,136 pictures. Okay. We'll flip your paper over. Now, number 6 is really checking what you know about exponents and powers of 10. Remember, the exponent, the little number here, tells you how many zeros you're working with. Okay? Now, the first one is probably the trickiest one because you're like 10 to the 0 power. What is that? Well, 10 to the 0 power means no zeros. So I can't have a 0 there. I got to get rid of that. So 10 to the 0 power is actually 1. That's a 0. Okay? So in this column here, it says 6 times 10 to the 0 power. Well, that's the same thing as 6 times 1. And when I look down my answer choices, I could have 60, 600, 6. That's the answer because 6 times 1 is 6, and 6,000. So that's how you solve this. So there's really 4 questions here, and these are your answer choices. Okay. Where are we? 6 times 10 to the 3rd. Okay, it's got to have 3 zeros. So 6 times 10 with 3 zeros, that's 1,000. So that's 6,000. So this would be the right answer. The next one doesn't have an exponent, but it is still a power of 10, and it's got 2 zeros. What would it be if it were written as an exponent? Let me see, who am I going to call on? How about you? Did you say 10 to the second power? You're absolutely right. Anyway, 6 times 600, or 6 times 100 is 600. So that's this one. And then, of course, 6 times 10 to the first power, 1 0, and 60 has 1 0. This is an easy question. You just got to look at the exponents for the number of zeros in the answer. Let me drink some coffee here. It is 4 o'clock in the morning. You're all snoozing right now. Okay. Number 7 says select all. So this one's going to have multiple answers. All the expressions are equal to 14,000. All right, so the best way to do this, you just solve all of them. And whatever ones equal 14,000, you circle them. Well, 7 times 2 is 14. And you got 1, 2, 3 zeros. 1, 2, 3 zeros. And that's the same answer. That's a good one. 14 times 100 is 14 times 1, which is 14, and 2 zeros. Nope. Choice C is 7 times 2 is 14, and 2 zeros altogether. Nope. 70 times 200, that's got one more zero. That's going to work. So 7 times 2, 14. 3 zeros. Yep. And then 14 times 10,000 is going to be 14 times 1. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. That's not going to work. 1, 2, 3, cha, cha, cha. That's 140,000. So A and D are the only correct answers. Okay, the in trying to just save a little time here, I'm going to just give you the answer for number 8. It's 7,885. Number 9 was a big one, 57,646. I wonder which way you solved that one. Did you do the standard algorithm, or did you hold tight with the area model? Because that's a big problem to do. Number 10, Jamie solved the following problem incorrectly. What was his mistake? All right, so once again, just solve the problem. Starting with the 2, it would be 2 times 6 is 12. So they write the 2, carry the 1. That's what they did. 2 times 2 is 4, and 1 more makes 5. So this number is correct. I'm done with the 2. I move on to the 4. And don't forget to, uh-oh. Do you see their mistake? They didn't put a 0 here. Yep, no 0 in the second multiplication. Okay, and you guys pretty much see that one every time. I think you'll be fine with that question. 11, Mr. Thornton put base 10 blocks, 40 bags. Each bag got 28 pieces. How many base 10 blocks were put in all the bags? If you do the multiplication, you're going to end up with 1,120 blocks. And the last one, it says, what is the product of 824 times 38? And if you just read that far, you probably did a whole lot to answer this question, but you didn't need to, because if you keep reading, it says use estimation to choose the correct answer without calculating the actual answer. So when we estimate, multiplication problems. We are going to round the problems to the greatest place value. So the first number is 824. 824. I'm just going to write it down here. And 824 we're going to round the hundreds place because that's the greatest place value. How do we know if it stays 800 or if it goes up to 900? Well, we have to look over at the 2. And the 2 says 4 or less, let it rest. So our 800 is going to rest at 800. And we're multiplying by 38. Once again, you look to the greatest place value. Look next door. It's an 8, and that is 5 or more. Raise the score. So our 3 tens is going to change to 4 tens, or 40. And when you multiply this, 8 times 4 is 32. And you got 1, 2, 3 zeros. 1, 2, 3. Cha-cha-cha. And if you look at this number and all the answer choices, the only one that's close to that is choice B. Oh boy, if you had to do the multiplication, you'd still get that actual answer, but that's a lot of work. Estimation is your friend. All right, let me get back to this. Hey, so how did you do? I hope you did well. You can put your papers in the math basket. There's 12 questions there, so give yourself a fraction out of 12. And this is pretty much what the test is going to be like. So hopefully you did okay. And if you didn't do okay, I hope you see where you made your mistakes and you don't make them again tomorrow. Today, your homework is to go onto Canvas. So you're going to need a laptop. And on today's date, there will be a Canvas activity for you to complete. So you're going to need either a whiteboard, or if you're better on paper and pencil, you can do that. But you're going to solve your problems on the whiteboard or paper, and then you're going to select your correct answer. If you need to go through this Canvas activity, you can do it up to 2 times. So if you mess up the first time, just try to remember which ones you did wrong. And go through it a second time. So you should be able to pull 100, I think, 100%. All right, hopefully I'm going to be COVID negative and nobody has to quarantine. We'll find out, and we'll let you guys know. Anyway, I got to go. Have a great day.